G'day mate, welcome back to the Dyson Sphere with me, JD, and of course, the wonderful Mr. Icarus. And in our previous episode, we started setting up rocket production, like serious rocket production. Five per second, that's all we're going for. It's enough to keep 2 of our polar launchers running at the same time, which is good because we're a little bit short. We're a little bit short on rockets. This one's going pretty flat out when it gets a shipment of rockets, which is not terribly often, because our original rocket build does about 1 per second. We can launch 2.5 per second, so we'll boost the production a little bit. We're going to make 5 per second, which is enough to keep 2 polar poles launching. 2 of the polar rocket silo poles launching at the same time. I know, I'm talking too fast and the words don't come out quick enough. Anyway, with that said, one thing I have done with this system is I have rotated the orbit number 3, because now we can do that. It's not even a mod. I actually removed all the mods to confirm it's not a mod, which means we're now launching out twice the sails. Occasionally we see a giant cannon blast. That's it on its way, I think. Yes, and they instantly explode into... Can I actually turn off... There we go. Occasionally we see a giant blast of sails and they instantly start being absorbed, which is great. So, we're launching out sails twice as fast, which is perfect because I want to get this production up. In fact, I want to hit 100% satisfaction and then probably put down another ring of ray receivers to start pulling out power even faster. But with that done, we're back on brand new planet, brand new sun, on, hang on, what's the name of the sun? I forgot already. The Lancaster sun, and a brand new planet, which I haven't renamed yet, which I feel really bad about, because as I said, we're naming all the planets after wonderful YouTube members that are supporting the channel, making sure we can keep these videos ad-free, which I'm going to do my best. I'm going to go with Tomomiku. Tomomiku, I think is how you pronounce it. At least that's my best interpretation. And Tomomiku is going to be our planet with all our rockets. Now, we did set up last episode. We have worked out how to make deuterium fuel rods, roughly. It's not an exact build. It's a rough outline, which is all we really need to start with. We still need to put down like the deuterium creation and a few other things and all the smelters to run this, because we are planning on going from raw to rockets, so you could put this on any planet and it would just magically work. So that's our plan, but I need to get to the next step of rocket creation, which we're going to do the quantum chips. I'm hoping the quantum chips are going to be the easier of the two to do. We will see. So, quantum chips, we know they need a few things. We're going to start with... Yeah, we're going to start with circuit boards. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay, let's actually go through this. So, they need processors. Processors, of course, are circuit boards and microcrystalline components. We're going to do the circuit boards. Yes, we're going to do the circuit boards. We're gonna do the processors first, then we're going to do the quantum chips, then we're going to do the plane filters. Yes, okay. Alright, so, circuit boards. Circuit boards, 6 assemblers. Nice, easy, done. Actually, let's move these guys. Let's try and keep things lined up slightly. Remove that. Put you there. You guys are going to need an iron in output. Iron copper. But there's going to be a lot of rearranging belts in the future. Can I get a sprayer, please? Sprayer. We're going to want iron, and we're going to want copper. Okay, so you guys are going to have an output. The output's going to go to somewhere. We don't know where yet, which is going to be that one. And then we need microcrystalline components. Microcrystalline components, I need 22 assemblers. So that is 5... No, I need 6 of you guys. I need 5 and a bit. It's the rounding. The rounding sometimes gets me, and then I have to go back and edit the blueprints before I publish them. Okay, as I was going, we need, what did I say? 22 of them. So that's 3, 6... 9, 10, 11. That one. Okay, 11 of them, and they need 2 belts of silicon. or one proliferated belt of silicon. That's also an option. I think for this particular run, it's going to be easier if it's just one. If it's going to be 2 belts of silicon. Okay, so then you're going to need an output, which will come to here, and then another sprayer. You're going to need another belt of silicon that goes in there, and my mouse still refuses to, well, the Razer software still refuses to be un-Razer-like and actually work. Oh, crap. Hopper. Actually, no. We can do... the copper. So, these guys need 2 silicon for every 1 copper. Okay? We're not actually, even after copper's gone past the circuit boards, we're not actually using a whole belt's worth of copper between this and this. We're using 24 per second, which is heaps, which means we should be able to do... Actually, we'll have the output on this side. That way it's out of the way. We'll have more output on this side. The copper belt will have to do an up and over. There to there. There to there. Output goes there. Let's mark that belt to be microcrystalline components. That's the other microcrystalline component belt. And then, of course, we have to spray microcrystalline components before they run to processors. Processors, we need... again, 21 machines. So we're going to build 22 for simplicity. That'll build belt number 1, which again, we're going to have to mark as microcrystalline components. And circuit boards, we're going to have to jump over many belts. And this is going to be a very, very common theme through all of this. There's going to be, I feel, a fair bit of we need to jump over this and duck under that and stuff. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep the builds as flat as I have previously. Okay, so after we have processors, they need to come out. They need to go somewhere important. And the somewhere important is going to be straight into quantum chips. Now, quantum chips, I need 26. So that's 3, 6, 9... 12, 13, and quantum chips have 2 inputs. Quantum chips. They have the processors, which we've already done, plus they're going to need plane filters, and then they're going to need an output. Actually, we're going to assume that we're going to bring the output to the left. We're going to assume that we're going to turn on the headlights. Yeah, we're going to assume we're going to bring the output to left. Okay? Just the same as we did with the deuterium fuel rods. And then they'll be sprayed before they go into the next step. So then that means this belt has to be plane filters. Let's put a processor here and a plane filter there. Okay, so that has to be plane filters. All right, plane filters should, in air quotes, be fairly easy. Should. So recipe for plane filters, that one requires titanium glass. Super easy. Water, titanium, glass. I obviously have to import the water because we don't have water anywhere in this system. Being that it's around a type O star, a blue star, you don't get water. Okay, we do get the sulfuric acid, which we're going to need, but it means I have to import water, which is fine. I'd much prefer to be able to have the local acid for the titanium alloy that we're going to need for several steps and have to import the water rather than vice versa. Okay, so with that out of the way, I need to break up plane filters. So we have one simple one, okay? Glass, titanium, water. Nice and simple. Titanium is also used to make the quantum crystals. So that's going to be a little bit awkward. And I'd really like to use the same titanium build, or the same titanium smelters for both of them, but I need a little bit more than a belt's worth, okay? So we're going to plan it as two separate steps. As I said, in the grand scheme of things, in the end, they might all combine together and we might get one giant smelter. Now, plane filters, super slow to make, 12 seconds. Which means I need 82 machines. So we're gonna have to do some sort of zigzag. Yeah, I don't want to build it 40 long twice. Okay, so we're gonna have you just 2 items in, right? Yeah, you're 2 items in. So we're gonna build it. It's 82, which is 41 if I build 2 of them, which doesn't split evenly in 2 again. So it's gonna be 21, which will give us 84. Okay, so we're gonna have to bring in. No, this will be in from this direction and in from this direction. Okay, for the 2 ingredients, being the cashmere crystals and the titanium glass. Is cashmere crystals? Yes, cashmere crystals. Okay, so then we're going to need an output, which can also go this way. No, I actually don't even have to run you up. Of course, I need to spray that one before we forget. Okay, then we can have another row of machines using the same belt. Plus we can have our input being the titanium glass or the cashmere crystals, one or the other. Plus the other input, which is going to go and reach up to there. And then another row of output. That's not enough machines. That was just 15, wasn't it? Yes. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, let's remove you, you, and you. So you guys need to come to here, you need to come to here, and you need to come to here. Okay, with that done, now things are actually the right length. You go up and plug into there. You go and plug into there. That's an output belt. That's an output belt. Please, attach. Thank you. And this is going to be our 3rd output belt, which we're going to bring out of range to here. Okay, so let's do titanium glass, because that seems like the easier of the two. And let's grab another sprayer. I've broken the nice straight line, but that's okay. Cool. Ray receiver's got a little bit more efficient. We're down to... We're still losing 10% efficiency. So a couple more researchers will get under 10%, which is perfect. We'll mark you to be cashmere crystals. Alright, so titanium glass. Really simple recipe and hopefully not too long to craft. We need 28 of them, which is 14. Like so. Okay, so let's set you guys up. Titanium glass. There to there. Glass. There to there. And I just had a horrible thought. Yeah, that line's getting really close. Okay, so you guys are going to need... It's just... Oh no, it's 3 ingredients. I didn't leave enough room. Or did I? I did, just. Okay, we're going to bring in... Let's go with water down the middle. Let's go with... What is it? It is 2 water, 2 titanium, 2 glass. Gives me 2 titanium glass. Perfect. Alright, so you're going to be... Actually, these don't matter, but we'll go with water. We'll go with... That's your output, which we'll tag in there. We'll definitely mark you with titanium glass so we don't forget, even though it's marked right beside it. But I like to have all my markings sort of in the same spot. Titanium glass. You are going to have to go up. Can I change that back to that, please? We're going to have to make you go up and over. Cool. You're going to be glass or titanium. Doesn't matter. You're going to be glass. Actually... no, it's less than a belt's worth. Okay, so you're going to be titanium or glass. You're going to also be titanium or glass. We're then going to wrap that down one side and up the other. Glass and titanium. Okay, so that's titanium glass done. All right. Next one is the cashmere crystals. Now, cashmere crystals, giant pain to make. Okay. We need to start with chem plants normally. Yeah, let's start with the chem plants. So I need, I don't know how many. A lot. Okay, I need 14 of them, which is not... it's too long. It's too long. Compared to the rest of the builds, it's too long. Okay. We need 7 of them. So, 3, 6, 7. Yeah. Actually, chem plants are cool. I like and hate chem plants all at the same time. Chem plants... because they have 4 sorters, 3, 6, 7. Because they have 4 in, out, and out. We'll set your recipe to that one. Because they have 4 sorters, and I'm only going to do it on the front too. It means, oh, hang on, let's mark these belts. You're going to be fire ice, you're going to be hydrogen, and you're going to be graphene, okay? So I can do input, output of hydrogen, output of graphene. And then normally with assemblers, let's just grab 2 assemblers. 1, 2. After I do input, 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 the other one can only grab off 2 belts. Can't grab off all 3. When it comes to the chem plants, because they have 4 slots, it means you can put them directly opposite to one another without a problem. Whereas assemblers, I'd have to offset you by 1 tile to then go 1 sorter, 2 sorter, 3 sorter. Which is fine, it just looks a little bit odd when they're offset. Chem plants, no need to. Okay, so you guys are going to do graphene. Graphene is one of the ingredients we need. Plus we need the hydrogen, plus then we need titanium crystal. So we're actually going to do, before I run out of assemblers, we're going to do the cashmere crystals next. Which I need 22 of. So 3, 6, 9, 12, that's 21. 11 rather. You're going to have an output belt there. Oh god, you guys are going to use a lot of hydrogen. Should be fine, should be fine. Okay, so we're going to have input, input. I can't do 3 inputs. I just spoke about not being able to do 3 inputs. And here I was going to do 3 inputs. Okay, we're going to remove everything. We're going to actually... we're going to remove that belt too. We're going to bring down the graphene, which again, proliferators. Yeah, doesn't. I'm so over worrying about which order they're in. Then we're going to have the output belt. We want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Which will set the recipe. That to do. That goes to there. Plus, we're going to need the other 2 inputs. And then the other 11 machines, which will need... we'll actually take the output around the back. Plus, we'll take the input for the graphene around the back as well, just to keep things nice and tidy. You are going to be hydrogen, and you are going to be titanium crystal. Okay, now hydrogen, I need to... actually, let's set you up to be the crystals. We're gonna just instantly get you out of my way, because it's just easier if you've gone. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Okay, so that's cashmere crystals. So hydrogen. Hydrogen is need to come into here. We actually need a lot of hydrogen, like a lot of hydrogen. So what I actually need to do for this particular belt is I need to... No, that's definitely the wrong item. I need to pile that... Oh no. Please? Oh, good. Okay, so I need to pile that on the way in, and then my hydrogen feed-in belt has to come from here. Because what I actually need to do is I need to take the hydrogen that's an output as a waste product from the fire ice, and then make sure it's the first feed-in for the cashmere crystals. And then I need to boost the production with an external hydrogen belt. Now, if I bring up the blueprint, we can see we have a tropic line right here, which means I've filled up all this space. But I already know that this is going to shrink. This is going to shrink because we've got gaps in there all over the place. So I should be fine to keep building. I just can't build over the line, so I can't... I can build over the line because we're going to be splitting all this up and rearranging it, but I don't want to build over the line. Hang on. We need you to be that one. I need you to be that one, so I don't lose track, just like you guys don't lose track. Okay, so now we're down to cashmere crystals. I then need to make titanium crystals, which should be 18 machines. So 3, 6, 9 with 2 inputs. Yes. 1 input, 2 input, 1 output that's just going to go around the back, and then up to here. You guys are going to be titanium crystals, and 1 side, 2 side. You are going to be titanium, and you are going to be crystals. Okay. So you need to proliferate, you need to proliferate, you need to proliferate. That's already been pre-proliferated. You need to proliferate. You and you. Ooh, yep, need to proliferate. Cashmere crystals have not been proliferated. So we proliferate you as well. That comes out, that gets proliferated. You're proliferated. The processors are proliferated, the circuit boards are proliferated, the microcrystalline components are proliferated. What's the other belt in the middle? Copper? I don't have a belt in the middle. I was going to bring out your output here, but I moved to the outside. So that belt actually doesn't exist. See, we already saved the tile. I just need to move everything up. Okay, so that is going to be... rockets. That is going to be... Yep. Quantum chips. Okay, we've got quantum chips done. Alright. Next up, we have the Dyson Sphere components. And I already know I only have time to do part of this build. And, well, processors. What do the processors half look like? Because there is... Oh, actually, no. This is a little bit awkward. We're not going to do the processors because the processors require circuit boards. So do the photon combiners. So those two builds might be intertwined. We're going to do the frame material. Frame material should be super easy to do. I hope. So we need to do... We need to find a blank spot. Let's go over here. Production. 4 assemblers. That's not a good start. Wrong tower. That tower. Though. 300? 700. Sure. I can see how you get confused. Alright, well, let's go through the list. So we need to do frame materials. Now, frame materials need a crap ton of carbon nanotubes. Plus they require silicon, okay? Plus they require titanium alloy. So honestly, for this particular build, I just need to make the nanotubes because that's smelting. I'm going to do the smelting off camera. You guys don't need to see smelting lines. Smelting lines are pretty boring. We've all done them before. So it's literally just the carbon nanotubes. Now, carbon nanotubes, obviously, we're going to be making from... Oh, crap. I'm going to need... chem plants. So this is the only point where I'm sort of wishing ships flew a little bit faster. I know I could, and I know I probably will as we keep expanding, actually make a proper blueprint we can whack down, which will import all the things we use to build things. But for the moment, I'm not, because we're not quite that rich that I can just have resources and buildings just sitting around on planets doing things. Okay, so I need to make a lot of material. Okay. Alright, so chem plants. Let's build a line like this. And let's put a row there. Perfect. So, as you can see, these rows are right beside one another. But as you work your way up the map, eventually they space out differently. Now, the funny thing is, when they space out differently, you can still build them hard up against one another. And if I hit plus and minus on the keyboard, it stretches them out, but doesn't bring them close together. Nope. Can I build you hard up? Yes. No. Okay. So there comes a limit where you can build chem plants hard up against one another. Okay. And if we come out to the Great Blueprint mode, we can see that it's the last couple of squares. Last couple of squares up and down on the map, they start spacing out funny. So I want to do my absolute best to either build all my chem plants up higher on the planet, and then when you put down the blueprint, if you put it lower on the planet, it means the belts stick out too far. Or do them in the middle of the planet, where things are just a little bit more forgiving. I can squeeze them close together. Obviously, as all these builds are massive, I want to squeeze them as close to one another as possible, because believe it or not, for you, sorry, these are going to be doing fire ice. So fire ice is going to be our first step to making nanotubes. We want that, which is going to require 3 belts. It's going to require in, out. Yes. Okay, so we're going to bring in fire ice, a lot of fire ice, like 60 per second. We're going to bring out hydrogen, like a lot of hydrogen, like 30 per second, only a full belt's worth, which is good because I couldn't fit any more than a full belt's on there. Please tell me that's right. You know, that's right. Okay, and then, of course, the graphene. Now, the problem is, I'm actually going to try and get out 60 graphene per second. And it's proliferated, so it's a little bit over that. Oh, okay, so we're going to have 2 belts in the middle. And then we're going to have a graphene belt here. And a graphene belt here. Which means I cannot build this 60 long. We're going to have to do lots of little builds. Or I have to pile it part way through. And unfortunately, the piler is an odd shape. And let's just remove a bit of belt. Drag you out. Piler won't hit up. Won't sit snug against a building. So, graphene. If I make you take 2 seconds to make 2 graphene, that's 1 graphene per second. If I build you 30 long, then you produce 30, but with a 25% productivity boost, it'll be more than that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 15 plus 15 with a dedicated output belt, and another 15. Come on. With another dedicated output belt. So that's going to be 1 output belt. Plus, we're going to have a second output belt there. Okay. So that is 30. I have 30. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the whole thing, paste the whole thing right beside it. The difference being is we're going to remove that belt and... no, we're still going to have a dedicated hydrogen out belt, but I'll actually move it to be closer out of building range. I think that's pretty much. Okay, you're going to be a hydrogen output belt to here. So we're going to have 2 hydrogen output belts, and our fire ice will also be coming from the rear. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our fire ice from... which belt was that? The far left. From the first build into the second build. Okay, 1 lot of chem plants done. Okay, so this is going to give me graphene. It's going to give me a lot of graphene. It's going to give me 60 per second. So I'm going to have to... if I pile that and pile that... graphene. So let's bring you up there. That goes to there, that goes to there, and that goes to there. Sure. Alright, so what's going to happen is we're going to have 15 per second, 15... no, 15? We're doing 60. Yeah, so 15, 15, 15, 15 per second. Okay? They're going to all stack up. Now, the belt only moves 30 per second. So what's going to happen is, we'll call it the first 2. The first 2 are going to start running, and they will output 30 per second. They'll fill this belt. As the belt starts to back up, it means resources will start backing up on this belt and this belt. Because they start backing up, they'll have a chance to pile. Because they've then piled, we should get a situation where you're going to get 60 down the belt. It is something that's probably going to require a test, just to confirm. So with that done, we then need to make carbon nanotubes from that recipe, which is 3 graphene and then 1 titanium. So titanium, we don't need a lot. That's good. That's good. Graphene, we're going to have to feed in the whole 60 per second, and then we're going to get out... we take in 60 per second, we get out 20 per... we divide it by 3 to get 20, and then multiply it by 2 to get us... get us 40, and then we proliferate at 60? We're back to 60? I think we're back to 60. Yeah, we're back to 60. Oh, actually, no, I boo-booed the maths. Okay, so you guys actually... you guys produce 15 per second plus the proliferation. So you guys are actually doing 70-odd graphene per second. 73-ish. And then after we put it in a nanotubes, it brings it down to 60, which is still 2 belts worth. Just to keep my life interesting. Because these builds are massive. Yes, also means that because nanotubes is such a slow crafting time at 4 seconds, we need the biggest build ever. I need basically 100 of these machines doing that recipe. Okay, so if I need 100 machines, oh shit, and we need to, don't forget JD, I need to juice that, plus, actually this one's easy, you can just juice that right there. Okay, so we're going to need 100 machines, so we're going to have a build that's 15 long, lack of item, cool. Can I go to here, please? 100. Yeah, well, that's how many I need. Okay. We need to go to 20. 20. If I do 5 rows of 20, that's a good number. That divides nicely. Very nicely. And I just realized you guys are doing 70 odd per second. I'm going to have to piles the piles. Okay, hang on. let's work this out real quick. We're going to put a piler there. You and you are actually going to come in above. You are going to exit above. Okay, we have to piles the piles. So you go straight to there. You go into there. You are the wrong belt. You go into there. Your hydrogen, you get out of the way. Your fire ice, you go into there. Okay. Sure. Belts are super neat. Alright. Hydrogen. God, I wish my copy... Well, actually, no. Copy and paste does technically work. Just doesn't work on my mouse. Okay. So, then we're going to do the exact same here. We'll put a piler here. No. We'll put a piler... actually there. So we're going to bring that into there. That into there. I'm going to break that port. No. Okay. So, we're going to go from 1 high to 2 high. Hopefully 2 and 2. Already on this belt at 2 high. We should be able to stack into 4. And then we should do the same here. Now, piling does not work 100%. It does if you put everything to a tower first. That's a change that may happen. We might shove everything into a tower to ensure perfect piling, because the towers do a great job of piling things in at the maximum. Which, like I said, by the time this research is finished, should be 4 high. Okay, and then I'm going to put in another piler just in case. Just in case. If it ever has a chance to back up, it has another chance to pile. Okay, so 20. 20 is what we decided. Okay, oh crap, you're now on the way. Let's move you, actually. And we'll put you there instead. Okay, so then that brings titanium. And then I'm going to have a very, very similar problem with the output from these guys. The only difference is they should be able to share an output belt. Should be able to. Okay, so we have you. Plus then we're going to have... let's just get you up and above and out of the way. That goes to there. That goes to there. That's 45. That's 60. Which will then need another output belt. Two more tiles. There we go. Which will then need another row. Then another input belt. Oh, come here. Who thought nanotubes would be so hard? This is why the alternate recipe is so good. Okay, it just saves so much production. In fact, actually, if the alternate recipe was faster, probably been more inclined to use it. Go away. Yeah, they're both 4 seconds. If it was 2 seconds instead, I'm probably way more inclined to use it. Okay, how many are we up to? J. J, thank you. We are up to 75. So this will be... Oh, and I didn't make them 20 long. I made it 15 long. It's alright. They all need to be 5 longer. They all need to be 5 longer. That is the answer. We're going to make every build 5 longer. But that's our build. And that gets us the nanotubes. That is just frame material. Frame material, I need... Oh, 61 machines. Yeah, about that, Jay. And... assemblers... Yoink. Okay, 61 machines means 2 rows of 30, or 62 machines is 2 rows of 32, or 4 rows of 15. So 1, 2, shed out the belt, 3. You're doing that recipe, and again, it's just a slow recipe. Not that we need a lot of these things, well, we do need a lot of these things. We're going to be putting out 20 per second, which seems like a lot, but not really. Okay, so we need to bring in... Crap, you got 3 items, don't you? Alright, we need to copy that like it never happened, and then remove everybody, and paste it back down. Okay, so we're going to have an input, a third input. This input is going to go to there and straight back up there. That's going to go away. That input is going to go straight back up there. That input is going to go up and over, then back down as fast as possible, because that's an output belt. That's an output belt, and that has to be an output belt. Alright, you need to go to there, you need to go to there, you need to step out a tile, because I need that to be flat for one more tile before it steps up, and technically you can just plug them there, and you can just plug them there, and that becomes the output. And the only other thing I need to do is I need to take that input and wrap it back down that side. Okay, so to simplify this, it is going to be 3 items, doesn't really matter what order. We're going to go with... Crap, which one was which? Which is the output belt. This is why I mark all the belts for everybody. It's just as much for me as it is for you guys. Okay, so input belt, nanotubes, input belt, what do you need? Titanium alloy, and input belt, high purity silicon. Alright, that's going to be our 3 belts. That'll be the build. Obviously, everything will have to be sprayed. And that should be the final build. Obviously, this still has to become 5 longer. And then I need to go and double check all the belts and confirm that we're not going to have any issues with more piling. Crap, we have to pile all the nanotubes. Alright. There's definitely some tweaks that have to be done, but I'm going to call this episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have our second item drafted. Well, second item. We have the first item. Quantum chips are done. The Dyson Sphere components, we have the frame material has been drafted. We also have the deuterium fuel rods completely drafted out. We just need to next episode do the solar cells plus the processors, and potentially have the circuit boards from the processors interact with the solar cells to make photon combiners. But that's where we're going to call it again for this episode. Again, thank you to everybody who's choosing to support the channel. Thank you for everybody who's liking the videos. Thank you to everybody who's subscribing. And if you see somebody who has a little supporter badge beside their name in the comments, please do me a favor, thank them, because you got to watch this whole episode 45 minutes completely ad-free. Well, maybe not at the start, like I said, that's a YouTube thing, but you get to enjoy the whole video without having to stop for ad breaks, without having to reach over and click that skip button. I know how hard it is to click skip button sometimes, but it's very, very important that we thank those people that are considering to support the channel. If you'd like to support the channel, if you enjoy the fact that these videos are ad-free, consider supporting the channel. Right beside the like button, which you should have clicked ages ago, should have clicked subscribe as well, there's the join button. You can join for $1 a month, $12 a year. Way, way, way better value than Netflix, at least in my personal, very, very biased opinion. Anyway, that's it. I'm out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.